In this episode, you'll learn the best tricks to keep yourself out of trouble and even enjoy tough situations. Welcome to Energy Alignment for Entrepreneurs, the podcast helping online service based entrepreneurs reduce stress, balance emotions, and grow a profitable business in less time. I'm your host, Justin Agliscus. Let's go. In today's episode, you'll discover why hardship and challenge is holy, when to step away from situations and create space, and the special communication method for your own sanity and simplicity. So let's start there, right? Because when we're looking at difficult situations, difficult clients, stress management, we have to understand how natural communication is in our daily lives and how communication is so much more than the words you use, for example, right? A lot of the times, the real method here is simplicity. And when I say that, I mean looking at the meaning of the word. So this means that you're not so reactive because you hear how I said that. Looking at you see, I'm slowing down my cadence and I'm emphasizing the individual words. Now, you can alter how you speak based upon whom you're speaking to, what the environment is, and what the message is, right? It's not what you say, but how you deliver the message. So, getting granular, understanding, well, am I using complicated words or simple language? Am I speaking to someone who wants me to use complicated words, right? Have I found myself in that sort of shallow work environment where people are very much attached to having their status, right? A lot of us can't even go here, but I'll go there. And that is, we have many people in 9 to 5 corporations who have not done the inner work, but they have put a lot into their external life, and therefore so much of what they care about is attached to them being better than you. And something happens if you don't treat them better than you, if you don't imply to them that you're as head over heels for their status or label as they are. Now, as I say all that, I have no problem with people of high status. I do clearly see that just because someone has material achievements, that does not at all mean a single thing. I'll say that clear as day to you. And now, I'm not saying you shouldn't have material achievements. Don't, this is all part of the game. If you feel yourself to be attacked by me speaking this gently, look at that. Look at that. Because there's not been a word that has exited my mouth implying that I am attacking you. I'm not attacking you, right? If you're listening and you do have a high status. But we need to understand the context of who we think ourselves to be. And this communication, it starts in your own heart, noticing if you're attached to status, right? Being honest about your motives in your life. Like, did you go achieve a certain degree, get an MD or a PhD or an MB, whatever? Did you go do that thing just so you could please your parents, your professors, your friends, and show that you're now someone with a certain achievement, right? But then if you start to be honest with yourself, you'll see that the things which you thought to matter don't actually matter nearly as much as you thought. This is that illusion of, oh, once I get this degree, status, and income, I will feel like perfection, right? And then you got a lot of 40-year-old, 35-year-old, 30-year-old people who have been like, all right, all I got to do is get this thing. Once I hit this goal, bing, bing, bing. And then you kind of go and get to a point where you're like, wow, no, something isn't right. Did they trick me? Like, what happened? But I have these things that I thought once I had, my life would be perfect. And now it's, but why isn't my life Yeah. Yeah. That is what happens. And first of all, when I say all this, I can feel in my mind, no, there is nothing that will make your life perfect. I'll be honest with you. But I will also be honest with you and tell you, you do this work and you'll start to wake up to see that there is a life within you that is so much more real than what you could have ever imagined. Like, so much more real than this life. Now, so real that it revolutionizes how you live, who you are. It changes everything inside of you. But you have to do the work to let that unfold naturally. Now, so holistically, just to put it very practical and simple, the special communication method for your own sanity and simplicity is pause, awareness, slowing down so that you have a understanding of the implication, the energy, and the meaning packed within each individual word. How you do this, I cannot give you a step-by-step guide. This work is so much more serious than a flimsy BS step-by-step guide. So, when to step away from situations and create space. You can feel it in yourself. And sometimes you'll have to go too far to realize the meaning, the importance in, stepping away. Because the mind will play tricks on you. You may get to a point where you feel confident, right? Confident to stay around or address certain situations, even though you can feel something is maybe breaking, right? And this is where we may have to stumble to use that stumbling block as a stair to see more clear. And when you do this work, right, you just find yourself in a situation where it boiled quicker than you had expected, quicker than, it just happened instant. And you get yourself into those situations enough where something happens instantly that you start to do the math on the back end. And that's where the creating space comes into the fold here. And that's when to step away, right? When to feel that before a fire is raging, you can smell the smoke, right? And not needing to wait until the fire's raging to run out of the building. But you start smelling the smoke. Or in technological age, the fire alarm is heard. It's that essence. Now, I can't tell you how the fire alarm is going to sound. I can give you the image, the metaphor, right? That when a fire goes off, someone may know there is a fire, and then you can smell the smoke, you can get out before the fire's engulfed, right? But in your life, the fire may take many different forms. So therefore, you have to be wise, create space, live in aligned lifestyle so that you are sharp and attentive so that you hear the flute, which is your heart, and your heart is communicating to you in a gentle way, like a flute. Your mind's like the trumpet. And if you listen to the flute, you'll naturally know when to step away. You'll feel it. It'll be intuitively obvious. Then your mind may start to think and analyze your intuition. But if you can notice that, you can feel the contrast between the mind's chatter and the intuition's clarity. You do that, you'll feel it. And why hardship and challenge is holy. Last video, I was going into this, but the essence of, yeah, pain is like this. I don't know how to put it. It is the essence of a double-edged sword where it hurts, but there's also some goodness in it, right? And I just came across this quote. When you shoot an arrow of truth, dip the point in honey. And that blows my mind. But that is why hardship and challenge is holy. Because truth has to be delivered through an arrow. It's sharp, it's swift, and you don't know when it's coming. So dip it in honey so that when that arrow pierces the flesh, there's some form of softness or grace or a healing property, which honey naturally carries in it. Okay, so I digress. Let's look at the recap. Special communication method for your own sanity and simplicity. Whenever you feel something needs to be communicated but you don't know how, let it sit. Take a walk, stretch, meditate, whatever. Just create space for that message to get clear. When to step away from situations and create space. If you're aware of certain themes or patterns, sometimes it's just best to stay away. This can be intuitive. And why hardship and challenge is holy. It shows you where you have space to open up and ask for understanding. So, summary. People who make your life seem difficult are really helping you out more than you ever could imagine. Sit with that. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Really do. I genuinely appreciate each one of you. Let's go. Now, new episodes are out every Monday, every Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. If you want to learn more, link in description. Number 1, free personalized premium journaling prompts. Number 2, 11-page free doc, how to reduce stress and anxiety. Bonus 2 to 4 new weekly emails. Grab your free gifts below. Speak soon.